Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Miniatures Monday. Today we are going to be doing the very last video of the 1/43rd scale AMX model build. You can see now we are pretty much ready for final assembly. So here is the completed body. You will see that I switched the stripe color from red to gold. Two reasons for that. One is this red striping was pretty much garbage. It's very stretchy, which is good for when you're striping the real car, bad for when you're trying to stripe a model. And second, I don't know if I can really show this on the camera, but it's actually bad right here on this bottom edge. And I think I can catch that in the light there. You can see it's been like rubbed over the top with something. So really I can only use half of the striping because on something this size you're going to see that difference in the striping. On the full size car you really can't tell because no one's going to look at this piece that closely, but on the model you totally can. So yeah, super disappointed with that stuff, but it was cheap parts store trash. What do you expect? This gold striping actually had left over from a window decorating, or not decorating, but window project advertisement. I'm not really sure how to put it. A job I had a really long time ago. They had offices inside the building, and the department we were in had a window, and we striped the window and then put like a vinyl graphic on it and stuff like that to show our department. It turned out really cool. But anyways, I only had this little bit left, and I was like, oh man, this width is perfect, and this is really high-end, nice striping tape that doesn't stretch. So I was able to put that on and just get it absolutely perfectly straight. Took a lot of time to do that. Obviously I could not do that on camera to save my life. I actually tried quite a few times, ruined a couple of stripes in the hood and said, you know what, forget it, I'm just going to do it off camera and show you guys the results. But it was pretty basic. I took the striping, I didn't cut it to length, but just a little bit longer than, stretched out and stuck it down. The big thing really is measuring and marking your center points and trying to keep everything super even all the way through. So that is, yes, 6 individual pieces of tape. One thing I did do, let me get my pointer here, there we go. One thing I did do is after I put the striping down, I tamped it, which is kind of like squished it down in between the hood and the cowl vent there, to make it look like separate pieces. And then the actual little cowl vent holes too, I kind of cut into those with the back of the X-Acto and did my best to make that look correct. On the back I made sure I was in between the AMCs have a little emblem up here on the little panel above the deck lid that's kind of cool. That's right in between the stripes, so I made sure the stripes went around that and around the trunk lock there. So I basically kind of started with the trunk and then the hood, and then kind of finished out with the roof to keep everything as even as possible. So other things I did since you last saw the car, I used the Molotov chrome pen, and I went ahead and bought a 1 mil. I'd only had a 2 mil before, but now I've got the 1 mil as well. I've been over these before on the detailing Hot Wheels videos. Molotov's been around for a long time, 20 years apparently. Doing art pens, but the liquid chrome is actually fairly new to the market, is what I found out. But yeah, they do a 2 mil, a 1 mil, and I think a 4 mil, but now I have the 2 and the 1. These are the differences between their tip sizes. You can see there, so the 2 mil here is really good for like the 1/24th scale cars, especially like bumpers and things like that. Because you want this stuff to be liquid when you apply it and dry evenly all at the same time. Whereas the 1 mil is better for smaller models or doing like trim or something like that. But yeah, so I got both options now. Molotov liquid chrome pins, you can get them on Amazon and stuff like that. Local art houses. I'm having a hard time finding these at hobby shops. I've had a lot better time at like art supply places, and I don't mean like Michael's. I mean like find a arts college around you or something like that, and go to a store that has like professional art supplies, like really high-end oil paints and watercolors and canvas and stuff like that. They tend to have these if you're looking for them locally and don't want to do the online thing. But anyways, I use that to do the marker light, the door handle, the 390 emblem in the back, the AMX roundel. I'm not perfectly happy with the AMX roundel, but given the size of the car, I'll deal with it. I also did the trimmer on the windows, the windshield wipers, that trim, the trimmer on the back window. I already showed you those pieces, and then the same thing on this side. So that completed the body. Again, front bumper, all I really did was just kept doing more layers of that detailing black wash into the grill to get the grill looking nice. Oh, and then I painted turn signal amber into the little turn signal thingies there. The back bumper, same thing, a little bit of wash on the license plate, and then red Sharpie on the taillights. Glass didn't do anything to. Interior's all done. I think we went over that. I did do a little bit of chrome inside for the door handles. There and there. Which finished that off. And then here's the chassis with my very, 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 very light detailing. So I used the brown wash basically here in between the tires, and the black washes here in the middle for the engine. So basically to show like an oil sheen, or just road ram mixed with oil, dirt, grease, whatever in the middle, and then just straight dirt on the sides. It's a very subtle effect. It's kind of hard to show on camera, especially with the color of the cars in the background, but you can see like it doesn't look like a super dirty chassis. It doesn't look like something that's been driven for a million years. It looks like a regular car, and that's what I was going for. I wanted this car to look like a new car, a restored car, that it was like driven to shows or whatnot, or was actually driven on the road, because a really super detailed undercarriage, while cool looking, isn't very accurate, and just it doesn't have a whole lot of realism. And to me, this has a lot of realism to it. Like, it's nice, it looks good, but it like that looks like an actual undercarriage. So we are to final assembly now. So this is the model we've been working on the last 3 episodes. Kind of a collector kit. I've seen a couple of them on eBay for around the $10 to $20 range. I picked this one up, I think, for $5 or less. But again, I don't collect models. I build models. I have some that are really expensive that I've pieced together or am rebuilding from old glue bombs and stuff like that. But this one was new in the package, but I got it for such a good deal, I didn't feel bad at all about ripping it open and building it. So we are going to put it together. So yeah, inside, and again, I painted the inside red for like a headliner. We are going to pop the glass in, and then I've already got the dashboard in there, so that is ready to go in. Go on that. So check that out. Look at that. That is a good color combo. And I think I actually kind of like that more than the red stripes sort of turned out, honestly. I mean, because the red stripes, like, they looked cool at the beginning. But, like, if you really think about it, like, that's just a lot of red, and it takes away from the pop of the interior, honestly. This gives us a little more contrast and kind of makes the interior pop even more. Okay, so I think next is the chassis on this one. I could check the instructions because I have them, but what fun is that? And yes, this is a snap model. Again, I'm building this for the Saba contest, the Bob Paeth Memorial at the World of Speed Museum in Wilsonville, coming up in February, which I've got linked in the description below for the small scale class, like specifically. So this doesn't matter that it's a snap. It doesn't matter that it's is what it is. It's for that specific class, and it's also one that I've really wanted to build for a while. So like I said, I had one as a kid. All right, check that out. Those back wheels really don't want to. There you go. Loosen up a little bit. All right, so check it out. We are fully built. So we got front wheels, back wheels. Stance looks all right. Let's put it on the ground. Yeah, all looks good. It kind of rolls. It's not real great, but again, it's not going to be a toy car anyway. Man, I really am digging this color combo. All right, we do have a couple things to do besides final assembly. So take out my trusted Sharpie here, the 390 emblem here on the back. So they are blue on the left and red on the right. So we've got to put a little red right there. A little red right there, okay. I got a little orange here for the front marker lights. Just the middle needs to be marker lighted because the outside edge is actually ringed in the chrome trim on the real car. There we go. And now we just need a little bit of blue. Yeah, blue, 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 where'd you go? It's lime green. Alright, I think this blue might have to do. Yeah, it looks good enough. Alright. Check that out. I think we can officially call this one done and ready. Let's see, let's move this out of the way. Oh boy, my table is not in the greatest shape. But yeah, anyways, let's see if I can kind of play with the camera here a bit. Get a little lower. Move my lighting around here. Really show this thing off. Check that out. Again, this is spray paint straight from the can. I haven't polished it yet. I will probably polish it and wax it before the show. Talk about a boring thing to show, so I won't do an episode on it. But yeah, that is spray paint straight out of the can in the super cold of January. Done with heating up the can and heating up the model like inside, and then going outside, spraying it, and then letting it dry in the garage and kind of using some heat as well we could. There's a tiny bit of orange peel in it, but not bad. And at this scale, you kind of really can't tell, especially being a metallic paint. But yeah, I am just super pleased with how this car turned out. I think that's going to look fantastic in the old display case. So yeah, that's been our adventure on Miniatures Monday for building our first scale model, doing a 1/43rd. Again, I don't really want to do step-by-steps. There's already a lot of channels out there that do that, and Miniatures Monday for us is all about all sorts of miniatures. But I thought that would be a cool thing to kind of go over and do, and plus kind of get everyone pumped up for the Bob Paeth Memorial Model Car Show. And again, that's at the World of Speed Museum in Wilsonville, Oregon. That's coming up in February, I believe Saturday the 16th. Check the description below. I'll have the links to everything. But if you're local and you're into cars at all, I highly recommend going. The museum itself is worth it, and getting the model show on top, it's free to go see the model show once you're already in the museum, is way super cool. And I will be there with this and a whole bunch of other models from the display case, which, you know what, might as well. Let's show you guys. We got the display case here full of the other stuff, but these are the models. So this is the AMC section. I've got a Javelin AMX there that I built, a 74, and then the 68 AMX, that's my grandfather's real 1/1 car that he bought in 68, and then there's a copy of my old Javelin, which has now been painted slime green in real life. But yeah, and then a couple of die casts and things like that. But yeah, I'll be bringing a lot of these. The Isuzu Bellet GTR there, I will definitely be bringing. I really am happy with that one. I'll probably take my Hemi Roadrunner again. My Lincoln LSC Pro Street's my most popular car. That's the one that's won the most awards at contests, so I'll probably bring that. This is a 55 Chevy Gasser I did and won second in a nationwide contest for scale auto enthusiasts at the age of like 13. I kind of kicked off my career. My RX-7 Daytona 24-hour car, super appropriate because the Daytona ended today. Poor Mazda got, they didn't do so hot there, other than setting the record. But yeah, I got some T-Birds and things like that, and the GRM challenge chargers. Yeah, lighting's not real great on this, but yeah, just a little showing that off for you guys. But yeah, I'll like totally take some of these down to do some more of those like model shots that we did on those 3 that I sold on eBay, but I'll do the ones I'm keeping. And of course, a really good show from the show. We'll do that on a show called Field Trip, which is a new thing I started doing. Today was actually the Portland International Auto Show, and I did the first Field Trip episode on that, and that is already live. That went up yesterday. So you guys should check that out if you want to see stuff from the Portland International Auto Show. But we'll be doing another field trip. Our third one will be from the Saba Model Show at the World Speed Museum in Wilsonville. And of course, we'll I don't know if we'll be able to take a look at the museum, but I'll try to get some footage of the museum. But if not, we'll definitely have footage of the model show. But yeah, until then, this has been Miniatures Monday, and our 143rd scale AMX there is all complete. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that quick little build, and it sure was fun to build. And I think it looks fantastic and will be really super cool on the shelf next to all those other AMCs. So until next week,